Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I am your host, Jayden Ginswider. Joining me is my co-host, Shane Price. Shane, how you doing this week?
Excited.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yep. So we got a lot to talk about this week. We're going to just skip the collar and elbow for this week, go right into the news. First up, the AEW merch situation. So it looks to me, and correct me if I get anything wrong here, the AEW is separating from Pro Wrestling Tees. And because of that, a lot of people that were working on AEW's merch are being let go. So we wish them the best. We hope, hopefully all of them, if not, hopefully at least some of them can get jobs with whatever AEW does next. But I don't know. What do you think of this change? I guess we don't really have to focus on the firings as much as just what do you think of the change to move on from Pro Wrestling Tees?
I think it's a good thing to start. I don't think Pro Wrestling Tees is the best company for T-shirts. They take forever to ship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when we went to GCW in June 2025?
Well, that one was St. Louis or was
KC.
that KC? That was KC. Yeah.
So
yeah,
3 weeks before that, I had ordered a shirt to hopefully wear there. It did not come in time. I ordered a shirt from Stash Pages to wear to the St. Louis one we went to last time in November 2024. That did come in time. Came on the same day actually. So
Okay.
it's just a a little complaint about how long it takes to ship stuff.
Yeah. Well, luckily they can't go to Fanatics, so it can't get worse.
That's true.
That's the only way it could have gotten worse. Yeah, honestly, it seems like they'll probably just start doing it in house, just as kind of a separate facet of the AEW, incorporated, whatever. But I'm interested to see, and I hope that the merch itself gets better. I think one of the big complaints about AEW for years has been that for a quote unquote pissant t-shirt company, they haven't really been that good at making t-shirts. So hopefully it gets better and we get to see more artists work on these shirts, and yeah, that's the hope. Anything else on that?
I've seen like Pro Wrestling Tees fight back and say they go, no, we're still working at AEW. So I don't even know anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's been a few weeks. There's been a situation close to Shane's heart in the Chicago area with the Berwyn Eagles Club. We haven't really gotten to cover it. So Shane, just kind of give us a breakdown of this story, what's been going on here the last few weeks.
So on March 29th, the Repentless Pro Wrestling show, Omega, billed as their final show, occurred in the Berwyn Eagles Club. It was headlined by Ricky Shane Page, facing whoever their champion was at the time. Also on the card, Cruel, Mickey Knuckles, Lou Nixon. So it's a deathmatch show, and one of the only places that you can really do death matches in Chicago. After the show, the Berwyn Eagles Club is a very tight, packed place. It is
very intimate
venue. So obviously, sometimes that's pretty bad. After the show, a fan who had been harassing Cruel throughout the show went up to Cruel, and there were some words exchanged. Then, while it was starting to, this is where all hell breaks loose in terms of the stories. From this point on, there's at least 3 different point of views that say 3 different things.
Okay.
There is that a manager of one of the factions in RPW stepped in the middle between Cruel and the fan and shoved the fan, and the fan punched him. There is another point of view that shows that Cruel just started punching the fan for no reason. There's a third point of view. This is the important one. The third point of view, there the fan stabs Cruel and then is fought back by Cruel in the locker room.
That is what I first saw reported.
Now, the truth that we know for sure, 100% for sure, is that the fan was beaten up by the locker room and thrown out. That's the truth that we for sure know. Cruel has never really said anything about him being stabbed. He said he was okay. But Mickey Knuckles and Lou Nixon both kind of went and said that he was stabbed. Ricky Shane Page, the new owner of RPW, never said anything about it until he was on a podcast weeks later. The former owner of RPW also similarly never said anything about the incident. So the running thing was that a wrestler was stabbed by a fan at a wrestling show. This is national news if in a day or two. Mm-hmm. Somebody had shown the city of Berwyn the video, and they pull the liquor license. Or they pulled the chicken license. They had a wonderful chicken rep joint in the venue. Harold's Chicken, one of the best chickens in Chicago. If you're on the South Side, you gotta try it. But then they pulled the license, and now the wrestling community has lost an iconic venue.
Yeah.
Then after they announced that they lost the venue, Ricky Shane Page decides to go on a podcast. One that I can safely say is better than ours. Not better than ours. Worse than ours. This is the same podcast that made fun of Nick Gage back when he was going through his troubles of addiction a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
The thing that birthed the GCW corner. They're making fun of him. He went on that podcast and then said that Cruel wasn't stabbed. There was no stabbing. The entire stabbing thing was a lie, perpetrated by Cruel, Lou Nixon, and Mickey Knuckles, who I had a lot of respect for Mickey Knuckles, and I've lost almost all that respect for Mickey Knuckles because of this. I have been to Berwyn once. I would more likely to went more than once if I had my own car. It is a wonderful wrestling venue. There's not many like it in the U.S. It is such an intimate experience. You and 200 of your closest friends, quite literally, just packed into this big go hall.
It has Reseda energy. I think it's kind of hits the same vibe as Reseda does.
I would say it's tighter. It's tighter than Reseda looks on PWG shows. Yeah. It's an extremely tight. Chairs are right next to each other kind of venue. This resulted in several shows being canceled outright, being moved. I think Bloodstone announced they're going to be running Logan Square. GCW is going to run a show in June at Berwyn, and they are now just going to go to Indianapolis.
Oh wow, they're just going out of state. They're not even
for what they're going to do for that show. Yeah, they can't. The venue they run in Chicago, they can't do death matches. So they're going to move probably the same show just to a different place to do death matches at. Then there is the fact that there are several promotions whose home base was Berwyn. Off the top of my head, There is AEW.
Mm-hmm. That's probably the most popular one, I think.
There's
That's
AEW.
definitely the Berwyn shows I've watched. I think were all AAW.
Formerly Shimmer Rise, but of course Shimmer Rise has not been in operation for a
Wasn't
couple of.
wasn't he teasing bringing that back for a little bit there?
Yeah, he was, and if he was bringing it back,
What happened to that?
it would have happened at uh, the Berwyn Eagles Club, but now it can't.
Yeah.
There's also a bunch of other places. Let me. So CN Smiley is one of the most like leaders of the Chicago indie scene. And they have some words. All Star Lucha will be the final event. It is this Saturday. It is
Mm-hmm.
a small show. Tickets are cheap. If you're in Chicago seeing this, tickets are cheap. Please sell this out. It's an important show for wrestling. Gali Lucha is moving to Cicero Stadium, which is not too far from Berwyn, but is a way bigger venue.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also moving out to Rockford, which is about an hour and a half away from Chicago. As I
Mm-hmm.
said, Bloodstone is moving to Logan Square. But the one that strikes me the most is that there are two companies that would train in the Eagles Club.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if what it's going to do. I know that All Star Lucha and Guy Lucha both trained there. I know Bloodstone ran there almost exclusively, but my best friend for many years throughout high school is a wrestler. He wrestles for Wrestle League. Wrestle League trains in the Berwyn Eagles Club 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Their next show on May 2nd is probably being canceled. Their Pride show will be their next show. I think that'll be at Lincoln Hall, which is very far away from Berwyn. So to kind of give you the map of Chicago, Berwyn is on the southwest side.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln Hall is in the north side.
Okay.
On a bad traffic
So you're
day,
going like across the greater Chicago area, basically.
not fully across, but you are pretty much going from the southwest all the way through the city. If you go and taking the interstate through the city up into the north side of Chicago,
Mm. Okay.
I would say it's like 45 minutes on a bad day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but so it's it's like if after the KU State brawl from 2019, that like one of the the bench players on that KU or K State team said, "Oh, I got stabbed," and they lied about it, and they came out later, and that there would be no more basketball at Allen Fieldhouse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that is really what Berwyn means to the Midwest indie scene. I mean, it is like I said, it is reminiscent of Reseda. I think you can compare it to some of the more popular indie venues out east, like Hammerstein. Like obviously, it's no Hammerstein, but it's in that kind of vein for indie wrestling here in the Midwest. So it does really suck to see it go.
Anybody who
Um,
has been anybody has wrestled there if they came to the Indies. I I struggle to name a wrestler who did not wrestle in there who worked in the Indies.
mm. Well, and just Midwest guys like Seth Rollins wrestled there a bunch of times. Like you
100% of
don't
the
even
time,
have to
dude. So many
have to
times.
look it up.
Rollins did. Punk did. Punk
Yeah,
did
Punk did.
sometimes. Cole Cabana did a ton of times.
Cole
Um,
Cabana. Danielson wrestled there once. Yeah, I'm just kind of
Laney Luck,
who else? Who else?
Laney Luck, CPA,
Yeah,
Anakin Murphy, Gary J,
yeah, Warhorse,
Warhorse,
Danhausen.
Stanhausen, the Effie, Alley Cash, Stanhausen, Warhorse. That entire group in like 2019 was Midwest and Berwyn.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I mean all the people that came through Shimmer. I mean that's like
Oscar,
basically
Oscar,
75%.
Becky
Yeah.
Lynch, Natalia, Indy Hartwell, Willow Nightingale,
Athena.
Athena,
You know, did Dakota Kai go through there?
probably. Let me just
Probably.
pull up for in talks of the women's divisions in both companies right now. Let me just pull up the show that I went to in Berwyn and just list off some names. Indy Hartwell,
Mm-hmm.
Mia Yim, Alba Fire, Thunder Rosa, Big Swole, Shazza McKenzie, Charlie Evans, Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, Mercedes Martinez, Taya Valkyrie, Cheerleader Melissa, Shotzi, Will Nightingale, Chris Wolf, Soraya Knife, Kylie Ray, Diana Tarazzo, Miranda Alizé. And that's one show.
Mm-hmm.
SDL too. That's one show. That's a singular show.
Yeah.
That's who was coming
No, that
into
is
Berwyn.
really like. Mm-hmm. That is. Shoot, I can't type. Yeah, no, really, it is an iconic venue, and it does suck. Do you got anything else on it, or?
Not right now. I'm sure if more comes out, I'll get more pissed about it. But I will say that
Mm-hmm.
Repentless Pro Wrestling as a company is not one I'm wanting to support anymore. I thought they were pretty fun of deathmatch shows, but just the fact that they've thrown away a historic building like this for clicks and likes and protecting the locker room is just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on here. I believe. Let me make sure I get the date right on this. But uh, the Best of Super Juniors tournament is going to be starting up in about a month. As we always do, we pick who we're going to follow through the tournament and who we're going to talk about and kind of be our guy for the tournament. I don't know whose turn it is to pick first. Shane, I'm just going to let you take the guy you wanted, and then I picked another guy from the other block. So, Shane, let me go through the list here, and then we can talk about who we're taking. So, in the A block, we have Master Wado, Ryusuke Taguchi, Kosei Fujita, Robbie X, Francesco Akira, Doki, Titan, Valiente Jr., Nick Wayne, and Jun Kasai. In the B block, El Desperado, Kushida, Yo, Robbie Eagles, Taiji Ishimori, Jacob Austin Young, Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Hayo, and Daisuke Sasaki. So, Shane, out of those, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of those 20 guys, who are you taking?
I could really fuck with you and say Daisuke Sasaki. I'm not. I could.
I could switch mine pretty quickly. I'd be fine with either way. Either way you want to go.
That's fair. I'm gonna go with the real wild card here. Not that Daisuke Sasaki is not a wild card. It definitely is a wild card for the BOSJ, but Jun Kasai is the wild card.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys, anybody who followed the collective this weekend and watched the Death Vegas Invitational, you know this guy is a fucking wild card in every sense of the word. So that's a fun pick. Um, I'm gonna go with his teammate from the Death Vegas Invitational. I'm gonna roll with El Desperado. I think it's a fun pick. I think he's a fun wrestler and a potential winner of this tournament. I am interested to see how Valiente Jr. does. I think he has been a fun kind of. I mean, I only check in on CMLL every couple months, but every time I do, it feels like he's just getting better and better. I really liked his match on CMLL's show this weekend, so I'm interested to see how he does. And yeah, it's going to be a fun tournament, and it really kind of anybody's tournament. It doesn't really feel like there's one front runner. You know, I could see Titan, Francesco Akira, Kosei Fujita, Nick Wayne. Even I could see winning it. I could see Despy, Kushida, Yo, Robbie Eagles, Taiji. Like the whole B block. I think. I mean, like half the B block could very easily win it. It's very up in the air. So I think it's going to be an interesting tournament this year. We'll see how it goes. But now we had, you know, the quote unquote biggest show of the year took place this weekend, WrestleMania. We'll start with WrestleMania Saturday, which is currently sitting at a 283 on Cage Match as a show. And I guess, I mean, neither one of us watched WrestleMania, but I think we can kind of talk about it, talk about kind of the reaction, the responses, kind of what we think of some of the results, some of the surprises. Yeah, just kind of our view from outside looking in. So admittedly, neither one of us watched the show, so we're not going to be like rating it, but we will be kind of talking in, you know, just kind of reporting on what we saw from the show. So and just kind of talk about the greater state of WWE. I think will come up quite a lot as we go through this. So, kicking off the weekend was LA Knight and the Usos versus I Show Speed and the Visions, Austin Theory and Logan Paul. I mean, I think this kind of starts the greater conversation of what WrestleMania was this year. This is celebrity slop. That's been the whole thing. So, what do you think? What did you think of here with the I Show Speed Logan Paul of it all?
I heard that I Show Speed actually had I saw this on Twitter. He did a frog splash from the post to the announce table, which is insane. I hate
the
saying
kid's a great actor.
I hate saying it, but
I say kid. He's like a year younger than me, but
I hate saying it, but he kind of gets it.
Well, I mean, see, the thing is, that was kind of the silver lining of Logan Paul for a while. Was, well, I mean, he kind of dude can move. He is an athlete. Like it that was kind of what I think drew us in there. But and if Speed's going to be around once, twice a year and do something like that, fine. Come in, do a crazy spot, fun time, right? But if the problem is when it became as consistent as Logan Paul started becoming, that's when it was like, okay, this guy needs to like actually do something though. Like we need to see something real out of this guy and not just be a flashy moves guy. So, and also I think I would have been cooler with this if this was the only major celebrity involvement on WrestleMania, but it wasn't. It was, you know, one of many things that I think really sucked. And I know I can't speak for the match. Like I said, I saw the Usos botched the 3D or whatever, the 1D, whatever the fuck they call it. But I don't know. I wish LA Knight, I wish better for him than this. Next match has actually a pretty decent ranking on Cage Match. I think I saw more mixed reviews for this, which is honestly mixed reviews is kind of the best that anything on WrestleMania got. So I saw more mixed reviews on this. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre unsanctioned match. Drew ran back the tweet gimmick, which I think has really lost its luster. Like that he's doing it. It was really funny the first time, and then it was kind of funny the second time, and now we're at a point where it's just not funny anymore. I don't know. Do you have anything on this? Did you hear anything about this you liked or was interesting enough to talk about?
I heard Jacob Fatu won, which I think is the right move. And I heard that he's might challenge for a title, which is also the right move.
Yeah, that's like their honest. I mean, we can kind of. I guess it kind of spoils it. Roman beats Punk for the world title on Sunday night. It looks like they're going to run some sort of Roman Jacob Fatu thing. It's just we're back to the Bloodline storyline that should have ended,
years ago.
It should have really climaxed at WrestleMania 39, so 3 years ago, and then should have ended by SummerSlam of that year. But here we are, still doing it again.
I will say that Jacob Fatu is the only kind of Bloodline story that they can tell and be original.
That is true. There is kind of something new to the Jacob Fatu
because he was the outcast of the family.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's the outcast of the family because he's like far and away the best wrestler of them all.
When you spend that long in the Indies, yeah, no shit.
Yeah. He's the best like bell to bell Bloodline member since like the Wild Samoans. Maybe even further back.
Jamal.
Oh, I guess Umaga, yeah. Umaga, he's the best since Umaga. Next match, this was really going to piss you off. Brie Bella and Paige defeat Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and Lash Legend and Nia Jax to win the women's tag team titles. Paige has returned to the company. The at best morally questionable Paige returns to the honestly not even questionable anymore, just the bad, morally bad company. What do you think of this?
It's like she can't get away from some problematic man.
Mm-hmm. Is she still with Ronnie Radke, or is that...
No, they broke up.
No, they broke up? Okay.
But it doesn't change the fact that she was defending...
she did stay with him for way too long.
Way too long, and defending everything he said. I don't care what she does. She's a terrible wrestler now. She lost all of her sauce. She is a horrible human being.
I've had this theory with her for a long time. As far as horrible human being, yes, but as far as like the wrestling, I've had this theory. It also kind of applies to Britt Baker, but Paige was great in an era pre-women's revolution, and that when the women's revolution happened, the talent level of women in American wrestling skyrocketed, and she was kind of left in the dust. So I think she's probably the same as she was. It's just our reference point is way better than it used to be. I think the same thing happened with Britt Baker. I think she was great for the start of the AEW women's division, but then as AEW bolstered that division and brought in more talent, the talent level rose and Britt was kind of left in the dust. I think they both kind of suffer from that. But I'm not shedding any tears about it for she's still a terrible person, and yeah. Becky Lynch beats AJ Lee for the mid-card women's title. Two very obvious main event names once again wrestling for that title. Anything on this storyline that's been dragging out since like fucking September?
I didn't even fucking know about it until now.
Yeah. Um, and then Gunther beat Seth Rollins. This is probably the match I've seen get the second most praise behind Roman and Punk. Um, so apparently it was pretty good. It's one of the ones that when this WrestleMania inevitably gets put on Netflix, I might watch just this match and like the ladder match and the Punk Roman match. Those are kind of the three that interested me the most. But yeah, not really loving it. Liv Morgan, Stephanie McCur, I've heard literally nothing about this. No one. This wasn't even bad enough for people to be shit talking it. It left literally no impression at all on anybody.
Great sign.
And then, yeah, great sign. They always say in wrestling, you want no reaction. That's the best. The best reaction is no reaction.
Looks
Um,
X-Pac is like 2002 X-Pac was the most over guy of all time. The crowd didn't do anything for him. That's what you want.
exactly. That's what you want. And then the main event, Cody Rhodes beats Randy Orton. Pat McAfee does some bullshit. Jelly Roll does some bullshit. What's interesting about this is I saw a report yesterday or 2 days ago that Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll consciously pulled themselves back a little bit and chose to do less than originally intended because of the fan backlash. Which I think is just a good reminder that like our voices matter. Like we apparently, and no pun intended, with the backlash thing at Backlash, they were gonna do Pat McAfee and Orton versus Cody and Jelly Roll, and they're not doing that anymore because the fans spoke out against it. So just remember, like when the Sonic redesign happened for the Sonic movie, or with stuff like this, they'll listen to you. If we make them enough, they say that they don't care about, what people say on Twitter. Nick Khan pretends that they don't care, but they do. They will listen to you because I think they do realize that if everyone hates what they're doing, it will affect ticket sales. Like they have to put on a baseline at least mediocre card. The show has to be at least mediocre for them to get the sales they want. But so when it starts to drop below it like this, when it starts to become true dog shit, they will listen. What do you think of that? What do you think of them kind of backing off this celebrity angle?
I think
And I mean, also, what are your thoughts on kind of the whole idea of celebrities in wrestling in the first place?
I think celebrities are fine in wrestling if you just do it in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
Like we always do our athlete club.
Mm-hmm.
That works for me. But like doing this much for your biggest show, then the marquee brand is gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point.
Yes. Yeah. With the exception of Andy Kaufman and Bad Bunny, who are two people who really got it, I think celebrities in wrestling is pretty fun as long as they aren't involved in the matches, whether as a participant or some sort of other outside thing. Like, and I think Mr. T got it too. I should include him in the exceptions too. But like, if Pat McAfee as a commentator is annoying and dumb, but he's not. It's not like it's not as offensive as him being involved in the main event. You know what I mean? If Jelly Roll came in and did a little comedy segment with Danhausen and Cena or something, that would have been fine. If I Show Speed did just like a little backstage joke thing that ended in Ron Simmons saying "damn," like that would have been fun and goofy, and like we're all for fun and goofy in wrestling. Um, and if not, I guess like it really like that's what the place for celebrities is. It's Pete Rose getting tombstoned by Kane. It's Andre the Giant choking. Oh, what's his
Bob Becker.
fucking name? Yeah. Yes, thank you. It's stuff like that that's more fun than, you know, being involved in like matches. Big Boom AJ, that whole crew is also, but that's like a pre-show thing. Like that never even really makes the real show. Like they never even really build those on Dynamite or Collision. So that's like um, yeah. So I think that's kind of, hopefully WWE pulls back on the celebrity involvement and realizes that it was something that, honestly, what they're going to realize is that it didn't make them as much money as they thought it would. So they're going to pull back on it for that reason. Um, WrestleMania Night 2 has a 675 on Cage Match. So about twice as good in the eyes of the Cage Match voters as WrestleMania Night 1 was. It started with Obafemi beating Brock Lesnar and then Brock Lesnar leaving his boots in the ring, which apparently he did on his own. Like, he didn't discuss that with anybody.
Well, no shit. Yeah,
Current
that's what Brock does.
Yeah, that is true. That is a very Brock way to retire.
You try to tell him to not do that. You go ahead.
Yeah. Well, he's going to do whatever he wants. He doesn't care about the consent of anybody
He doesn't
else,
take no for an answer.
Exactly. It seems like the belief within the company was that he was going to retire at SummerSlam, which is in Minnesota this year, in the home of Shane's Vikings. But looks like he just kind of retired outright.
He didn't want to work that long, dude.
Yeah. So good riddance. I hope to never see him on my TV again. And he can go fuck himself.
He's too busy marking out the. He's too busy marking out the.
Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald, yeah.
I saw that too. Obafemi, awesome. I wish I could get a trio of Obafemi, Mark Davis, and Jake Doyle. That would be like my dream trio. But unfortunately, he's in WWE. The next match on this card is the second highest rated match of the night on Cage Match. It's one of only two matches with an 8+ rating, and that is the Intercontinental title. Penta retains against Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio from 2005 apparently, and Rusev. Did you see Rey brought back the fucking "Who's that jumping out the sky" fucking entrance?
Listen, it might be his last one. It might be his last one. He's gonna pull out all the stops. Who's that jumping out the sky? REY Mysterio. Oh,
Why?
Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, that was awesome. I loved his Deadpool gear. I thought it was pretty sick. And then, yeah, I saw the one spot from this match that's been talked about the most, I think, is Rusev taking the cutter off of the ladder, which did look dumb. It did make Rusev look like a big dumb idiot the way he jumped off the ladder into the cutter, but not the worst thing on the show. Seemingly obviously one of the better matches according to the people. Trick Williams with Lil Yachty, defeats Sami Zayn for the U.S. title. What do you think of this?
I think Sami Zayn is a fucking hypocrite. I think that this match was a bad idea. I like Lil Yachty. I like some of his songs. What does he know about wrestling?
Again, it's too much wrestling involvement. Yeah. Have you watched that clip of the Sami Zayn thing with the audio on, or did you just read what he said I did?
I read what he said. I don't need to hear him say that to know that he's a terrible human being right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should, because the way it, looking at it, to me, there's a way you could read it that he was trying to do an anti-humor bit, making fun of.
It didn't work.
That kind of comedy, and it just kind of landed flat. Because I feel like any other time we've seen him do stand-up clips, it's not that. He changed it up for this. So I don't know what was going on with it. Maybe I should actually watch it and see how he says it, because I mean, there are very, very few bits in the history of stand-up comedy that just written out sound as good as they are said.
That's true.
Even the best
I'll
comedians,
give you that.
like, it's just reading it, it always seems way worse than it is. You know what I mean? Like, reading it like an Anthony Jeselnik abortion joke is like the most horrifying thing you could do. But when he says it, he does it in a way that's very funny. So, well, maybe we should reconvene on that. Like I said, there is a scenario here where he was just trying to do like an anti-humor kind of parody of the rest of that kind of comedy. But we'll see. We'll see from here. And then Street Fight, Demon Finn, Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor looks like he's 27 again. What do you think of this? I'm bringing back the Demon.
Does he wrestle like he's 27 again? I'm sold if he does.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't know if he's ever really lost his like a step. I think he's probably just lost like interest in what he was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's always been still pretty good. Like, I don't remember the last time he had a true stinker that I saw, but I don't know. Seems fine. Speaking of true stinkers, Jade Cargill lost her title to Rhea Ripley. Apparently, Rhea Ripley. I haven't seen the clip of this, but people have talked about Rhea Ripley kicking out of a one-winged angel. And the fact that I haven't seen a clip means that it was probably a very shittily done.
It was a nice-ish looking one.
Okay. But that's all I've seen talked about from that match is the one-winged angel. And yeah. And then the highest rated match on Cage Match, 713 votes, is the only one on the show with a 9+ rating. We had Roman Reigns beating CM Punk for the world title.
This is the one I watched.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of this?
It was a very good match. I think Punk is one of the only guys who can force Roman to have a good match, because a lot of times Roman will phone it in. And Roman wanted to phone this one in, but Punk would not let him.
Yeah, Punk won't let you phone it in. He will make you wrestle a good match. So yeah, shouts out to that. I saw someone point out that they definitely wanted the belts on the two guys that are going to be doing media events for Street Fighter. So that's why Cody and Roman walked out of this WrestleMania with the belts, because storyline wise and for the betterment of your company, it is smarter to have the belt on CM Punk than it is Roman Reigns, just because, I mean, that belt was created because Roman wouldn't show up to work. Like, what do you think is going to be so different now?
But he said
Roman showed up to build this match like twice after winning the Rumble.
But he said he's going to be there the whole summer. But he said.
Okay. What about the 2 months between now and the summer? And what about after the summer?
You just need to acknowledge him. I work with somebody who thinks like that. Who actually enjoyed WrestleMania, and I don't understand him.
I don't know, man.
He only watches WWE.
I just don't.
He hates the heels.
It's just, dude, they're just.
And he's older than me.
I don't know how to say this without it sounding mean, but they're just different people than us. It is. It's technically similar, but it's like we're Star Wars fans and people who just watch WWE are Battlestar Galactica fans. And it's kind of the same. So you could kind of get some of it, but it mostly just feels completely different. And it's just, they're just a different kind of person. It's hard to even say. I don't know. It's the sports entertainment company. It's what we've said tons of times. It's not even a wrestling company anymore. So anything else on WrestleMania? Anything else on kind of the fan reaction and how you're feeling about it? With Brock gone, do you feel any more open to watching WWE shows?
No.
No, it doesn't get you any closer.
I mean, it does get me closer.
Okay, that's all I'm asking. Like, obviously, there's still things to fix, but
I don't want to watch. I won't. But I will admit it does get me closer. But from what I've seen, I won't.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Who knows? Maybe something will spark my interest for SummerSlam, but other than that, I think the Rumble is probably the Rumble is the next time that I'm definitely going to watch WWE. That's the one that I'll watch every year, even just as a hey, let's check in on this kind of thing. You know what I mean? But kind of like the people that like only watch hockey during the playoffs. Like I kind of just do that. Like I'm just going to check in on the Rumble. Let's see where this is at, and then who knows what I'll do from there. But now, tape up the light tubes. Take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW Corner collective action.
Long ass one. Here we go. So the collective.
Real quick, actually, before we get to GCW, did you watch any non-collective shows this week?
Yes.
What did you check out? What else did you check out?
I watched Action's show. We gambled away the graphics budget because I thought it was a goofy ass show. It's fun. ZSJ, his theme song Buffered.
I saw that clip. That was really funny.
Was enough for me to watch. Actually, just watch the whole show. It's a pretty good show. I watched the West Coast Pro Show.
Okay.
All I have to say is a match from that, as an idea, made my top 3. It is still there.
Okay.
I watched I watched the Stardom show. Of course, I did.
Yeah.
And I watched a little bit of the CMLL show, but not all of it.
Okay, so I watched all the CMLL show, and then everything else I watched was collective. So I wanted to get around to that Action show. I just didn't have enough time. I had to work all weekend, and if I had more time, I definitely would have gone to the Action show and maybe even checked out Stardom or MLP. It seems like the reviews of that kind of stuff was pretty good. So if they do something similar next year where there's that Fight TV bundle of, it was like 5 companies. It was CMLL, Stardom, MLP, and a couple others. I might buy that next year, but
I just feel like they got the good venue.
Oh yeah,
that venue with the palms looks so much nicer than the one they ran than the horseshoe they ran this year.
Mm-hmm.
But so we'll start from Wednesday. Did you watch anything from Wednesday? Dragon Gate Hybrid PWU and Podermania.
Dragon Gate was on my list, but I also didn't get around to it. So I wanted to watch Dragon Gate. I never got to it.
Podermania is the women's show. Some very Midwest matches on this card.
Ooh, yeah.
We're looking at Billy Starks versus Charlie Evans, which and Nick CXS versus Shazza McKenzie. Very Midwestern.
That seems like something you could see at a country bar in Kansas City.
Probably is. Hell, weren't both of them there?
Was Nixie there?
Yeah, she was the manager for Vega.
So she was there as a manager, and then Shazza did wrestle at that show, yeah.
Nixie's just one of those people, like, she has the look.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that,
Yeah, I mean, it's not the main course. It's the appetizer. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like the Dragon Gate 6-man tag match. Of course, I did.
Mm-hmm.
That ruled. The 3-way tag team match is funny because Alec Price broke the stairs.
Yes, I saw that. I did see that clip.
The hybrid WPWU show has such matches as Gangrel versus Matt Tremont.
Huh. Not a combination of words I was expecting.
I don't. Do I need to say more?
I don't think so. No, I think that kind of probably sums it up.
Well, cool. As I'm going to. Thomas Shire versus Manders.
Um, Thomas Shire is his partner, right?
The exact match we saw at in the Cowboy Bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That is definitely a match you can see at a country bar in Kansas City.
I didn't watch Progress. It seems like a fine show. It's just I'm not really following Progress, and you also don't like their world champion. So
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Man Like the Race. That's the one where Paul Walter Hauser wrestled Big Damo, though, right?
yeah,
I did see some cool clips from that. I thought about checking out at least just that match, but again, I just not enough time in the weekend.
the Memorial Show I didn't watch a lot of. I did watch a match you could watch on 2017 SmackDown Live. Actually, no, I think it was on 2017 SmackDown Live. The Headbangers versus Rhino and Heath Slater.
Yeah, because the Headbangers weirdly came back for a minute, didn't they?
Yeah, and then the Mosh hit a dab and then fucked up Rhino.
Nice.
The Death Vegas Invitational was a very fun show.
Holy fuck, dude, that main event. That was gross. I did watch the whole Death Vegas. That was a crazy
I
show.
loved it. I loved every minute of it. That main event was awesome.
I think that main event was the match I watched this weekend that I most wish I could have seen in person.
Oh yeah,
I think
no
of
for
all the matches, I
um
like
my
fuck that
two,
main event
my
was awesome.
two are both death matches because as we both think, a death match is way better in person.
Oh yeah, death matches. Yeah, it's like baseball. It's way better, just way better in person.
The MDK Fight Club was all right. It was 4 matches.
Got any of that? Yeah.
Megumi Kudo was put in the Hall of Fame. That was fun. Uh, Slade and Doctor Redacted did a brainbuster onto no rope barbed wire, and they crashed through the barbed wire.
Wow,
I did not
that is crazy.
get to the Royal Lucha, but unfortunately, Jack Cartwheel was wrestling Leon Del Mal and blew out his arm in that match. Wishing him the best of recovery.
Of course, it's Cartwheel that explodes his arm like most guys explode their legs.
Yeah,
Of course, it's the
yeah,
guy that does cartwheels that
yeah, yeah.
would have to.
Um, just based on like who's in these matches, team the trios match on the Lucha show, I check it out.
Hmm.
It's Gringo, El Loco, Erez, Vengador against Hio, Crazy, and Yuki Yoshioka of Dragon Gate. I'm sold.
Yeah,
Bloodsport,
Erez, better known as El Clone, right? That
yes,
is,
yes.
yeah,
Bloodsport was fun. It's the last Bloodsport.
yeah. The last
I
Bloodsport.
don't believe that.
It's yeah, potentially the last Bloodsport. I think. I thought it was a great show, top to bottom, except for Natty Neidhart. Technically, by Bloodsport rules, she's supposed to have the decision was supposed to have been overturned because she attacked Shayna Baszler after the match, but um, she's always just bringing in this fucking WWE shit to Bloodsport. That's not what we're here for.
No, she's
Um,
done it both
but
years too, and I've hated it every single time she's done it.
yeah, she's done it every time. Zach and I can't remember the guy he wrestled, but that was great. Uh, on Death Vegas, Zack and Fuminori Abe. That was a good tech
I
wrestling
wish
match right
that
there.
was the Bloodsport match because I love me
Yeah.
Fuminori Abe Bloodsport. That Eric
Yep.
Stevens match ripped.
Yep. The Eric Stevens match was great. The Dempsey Thatcher was great. Pete Dunne was great. And then I quite liked the main event with Josh Barnett and Yuji Nagata. So I'm hoping somebody else takes up the mantle of doing Bloodsport. I think Tom Lawler would be the best choice. He's been on commentary for Bloodsport quite often, so that would be my pick. And yeah, I really hope Bloodsport continues because it's one of my favorite. It's one of the ones I look forward to the most anytime for every collective. So definitely hope Bloodsport comes back.
Then that's followed by Spring Break, which was
This is probably a collective.
one.
I mean, it's supposed to be, obviously, but for me, it lived up to it this year. I really love Spring Break.
Was way better than WrestleMania was. I think this is if I'm going to Mania week, I'm going for Spring Break. I have said this the past like 3 Manias.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be number one on the list.
Every
and then
match
Bloodsport would be number 2. Yeah.
Every match was great. I loved how the first match, the ladder match, had to be changed on the fly because Vanguard broke the fucking ring.
Well, that and it had to be changed even before
because they couldn't put the title on the roof.
They couldn't hang anything in the venue, so they had to do it separate. But yeah, but that was a really fun. Separate from the clusterfuck, but that was a clusterfuck of a match in a very fun way. I really liked the and then our boy Manders wins and celebrates with fucking George Kittle, dude.
Imagine going to fucking Spring Break over SmackDown. That he has my eternal respect.
I was thinking about, so we have this new category on the classic reviews, that is what wrestler would be most or what athlete would be most fun to have seen in the crowd on the show. And for any collective show, George Kittle bringing Brock Purdy would have been the best athlete appearance that they're gonna. Can you imagine Brock Purdy watching a fucking death match, dude?
The light in his eyes would disappear.
That would be the best one.
I will save my thoughts on Sandman's last match until a future segment. Next was a show I did not watch on purpose, the Juggalo show.
Still, just want to say on Spring Break, the Rascals versus Mathers and YDNP were fucking ripped. Kogar and Hayabusa was kind of forgettable. I wish that we got a little bit more out of that.
Also, their styles were so different. I thought it was the wrong move.
Alley
Uncomfortable. I did not like watching it. But that's what they were going for.
Yeah, definitely was. I think it's probably the most story driven match. Of any of these, obviously.
If you care about the story as much as like I did and Fable did, it was definitely a match I was looking forward to. It was downright uncomfortable to watch. It felt like, obviously not real, but it felt like it was more than just wrestling.
Yeah, definitely. And then, do you want to save Joey Janela and Brody Lee Jr. for later, like we're doing with Sandman and Invisible Man?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be in yours.
Yeah.
I did not watch the JCW show.
I would have rather shot myself in the head.
Apparently Vampiro retired on it.
Cool, man.
I thought he already retired. Honest to God.
I thought he'd been retired for like 10 years, if I'm being honest.
Some other names on this one that I think is funny. RVD, Too Tough Tony, and Willie Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Good Brothers and Kenta.
What a weird combination.
Also, I think Pondo got like legit fired and he hasn't come back yet. Because Pondo wasn't on the show. But you know who was on the show? The Rock and Roll Express.
What the fuck?
And George South.
Okay. What is even going on in Juggalo Land, dude?
Vince Russo is the head.
Yeah.
Big Vito is currently in a feud against the Juggalo. Big Vito is their top heel. And I love Big Vito, but what the fuck?
You know, there's too much wrestling. I think we can dial it down. We can pull it back a little bit.
There was Effie's Big K Brunch, the final Big K Brunch.
Yep. Shout out immediately. What comes to mind? Shout out Kid Bandit. Really happy for her. Happy for the places that she's going to get to go with her life from here. So I'm sure a lot of people will miss her in the wrestling space. I'll miss her as well, but I'm sure people will miss her way more than I do. But it always does suck to see a good wrestler retire. So, yeah, you got anything on Kid Bandit? I'm sure you're a bigger fan.
I mean, I would say I think the reason that she's retiring is awesome. Obviously, mm-hmm. I think that part of it being because it sucks being a trans wrestler is terrible to see. But
it's also one of those retirements where like never say never though.
True, but we're looking at like a year tops, a year at minimum.
Yeah, and it could be a few years. It could be an Eric Stevens type thing, but she could be back someday.
Where is my Fuminori Ave match with Kid Bandit?
Yeah. Let's see what else happened on
the Twink Gauntlet.
Twin Gauntlet, yep.
I have one qualm with the Twin Gauntlet,
mm-hmm.
and it's not that Bear Bronson was in the Twin Gauntlet.
I would say, is it the definition of twink? How stretched that was?
Partially. Nixie XS and Bear Bronson are not, and CPA are not twinks.
Yeah.
As like the expert of the two of us. No. Another thing. Gwen Neodonna was in this match.
Uh-huh.
We here at Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show are very big fans of her regular tag team partner. She entered as a part of a tag team, which begs the question. Where the fuck was the Luminary?
What? The Luminary could have been in this?
Yes.
God damn it. Effie? You bastard. This is the biggest heel move he's done. That rat bastard.
Because Gwen Neodonna and the Luminary are a tag team. They're gay. Who is this Vivian Cross motherfucker?
I feel...
And no offense to her, I want the Luminary.
I feel mad at Effie the way, like, Memphis fans were mad at heels back in the day.
You're going to meet Effie behind the arena.
Yeah. That was fun. I thought Saber and Effie had a fun match. I did the importance of
CPA winning the Twin Gauntlet, also very funny.
Very funny. Him doing anything is pretty funny. He's got a great shtick. I understand the importance of Dark Sheik, Nyla Rose. I understand why it was the main event. I think matchup wise, Effie and Zach probably should have gone on last, but that's not a huge complaint. I've enjoyed Big A Brunch both years that I've watched it. I have both years felt out of my depth at points where I'm like, yeah, I'm I'm so happy there's a space for this, but it is a big gay brunch. Like it is.
And this time it
Really,
was actually a brunch too.
Yeah, they had mimosas and
Mimosas and
whatnot,
burritos.
and breakfast
I would have
burritos. Yeah,
loved to have been there.
yeah, that would have been
I think
awesome.
it's.
But yeah,
I
it is something.
think Paula Del Mar is a fantastic commentator. Um,
Mhm,
I want to see more of her, but I don't.
mhm.
No, I don't want to watch
Veda Scott's
the
always
NWA.
great with the big gay brunch too.
I miss when we had Nick Gage on this.
Yeah,
Nick Gage.
I do love Zack Sabre Jr. qualifying because he's a vegan. That's it's one of my favorite things.
Nick Gage doing Big Gay Brunch commentary used to be the highlight of Big Gay Brunch to me. As somebody who is not out of their depth on Big Gay Brunch, who is the market for Big Gay Brunch.
Mhm.
I think that it's just extremely fucking funny when they put Nick Gage on commentary for Big Gay Brunch, and he is like, "Yeah, this shit rules. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody's letting you be yourself, I'm gonna beat their ass."
So we talked about with Bloodsport potentially somebody like Tom Lawler taking over. I think you're probably better equipped to answer this. Who would you want to see continue the FE Big Gay Brunch line? Like who would you want?
As a joke, Nick Gage.
Nick Gage, yeah, of course.
Well, Kid Bandit's doing her own thing with T for T Wrestling, which sounds like an all trans wrestling league, which is awesome. Let me throw some of my friends into that. Like, I can be like the best manager in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fucking get in the ring if I need to.
Oh God, dude!
Realistically,
The jokes that can be made with technical wrestling in a T for T wrestling league with all the transitions and stuff, dude. I just saw the Matrix.
you're so fucking lucky. Fable's asleep. You're so fucking lucky. Fable's asleep, dude. Oh my God,
Awesome.
we get a noise complaint. He'd be laughing his ass off. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Realistically, I would like to see somebody like SDL or SDL, Billy Dixon.
Still has the swagger to pull it off. Yeah.
That
I think Perro's been getting pretty over at these last couple.
Perro's been doing stuff in the backstage too.
Yeah, so Perro,
Dark
Sheik, I think would be in the community. Seems like the biggest name you could slap on it. Like
she also runs her own company, so it's kind of like inching to her. I think Perro would be a good one though, because outside of his character, Perro is homosexual. He's a husband and he has a pup. That pup is not a dog.
We saw him with Bear Bronson in this. I think we can confirm.
In the Twinkle,
that he is homosexual. So anything else from Big Gay Brunch?
That's all I have for Big Gay Brunch. Obviously, this show means a lot to me because of how it gets people who are, gay and not into wrestling back into wrestling. Effie changed,
and it gets people who are not gay and are into wrestling more into, as AJ Styles would say, the gay community.
I mean, shit.
Dude, AJ Styles is Big Gay Brunch next year.
There's your title. There's your title of the episode.
Yeah. AJ Styles is Big Gay. Oh, dude, that'd be so funny.
How many times will AJ Styles say the slur before he gets kicked out? Yeah. Then there was the finest match type ever. This is the best match type of all time. The clusterfuck.
69 entrants this year.
This is the last clusterfuck. I'm gonna be so mad. I love the clusterfuck. It is so stupid.
They're talking like it might be. It seems less definitive than Big Gay Brunch and Bloodsport. It seems more up in the air than those two, but they're talking like it might be the last clusterfuck.
The first match on the show was one I wanted to see in person because it was so violent that I had to turn it off for Fable.
Gross.
I had to turn it off. Yeah. I wouldn't be front row for that shit.
That would have been, yeah.
Then we can just get to the entry list of the clusterfuck.
Yeah,
if you wish. Do you want to go me then you, be then you, me and you, me and you?
I mean, what do we want to? You want to just kind of talk through it, and I'll stop you if there's anything that I think is interesting we're talking about.
Yeah. So this isn't alphabetical order. No, it's not. It's in some weird order. I don't know what it is. That whatever. So we have one called Manders. 25 Cent.
Awesome. Dude, if you guys don't know, 25 Cent, he is a dwarf wrestler who looks kind of like 50 Cent and dresses like 50 Cent.
And goes by 25 Cent.
He definitely looks enough like 50 Cent that it's not just the outfit doing it. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of got some similar facial features. But yeah, it's very funny. It's
one hell of a gimmick, dude. It is such a props to him doing that. It's so fucking funny. Erika Demiya, the anime girl straight out of the manga panel. Her words, not mine. Alec Price, Anakin Murphy.
Yep.
It is so weird to see Anakin Murphy in a match and the entire crowd is not yelling Helena. Jayden may notice that half my hair is now black. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Becca, who you're not a fan of. But she's Becca, and you're not.
Yeah, I know.
Bear Bronson, Beastman.
Talk singing. Yeah. Bear Bronson was great.
Beastman, sure. Brick Savage, the scariest non-binary person I could think of.
Awesome. Brick Savage, great match in Wichita in January that I got to see. That was my kind of first.
And a great match at Big Gay Brunch that felt so out of place.
Yeah, with Mad Dog. Yeah, it was weird. It was.
I want more of that at Big Gay Brunch. I want more of just like two dudes beating the shit out of each other. Bobby Flacco, Brooke Havoc, and Pierce the Veil gear. Pierce the Veil gear. Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer.
Yeah, Brian Alvarez. That and him and Sean Ross Sapp going at it was pretty fun.
It's funny because
I love somebody pointed out that Sean Ross Sapp has never been like a regular wrestler, had gear, but Brian Alvarez, who did used to wrestle consistently, was just in jeans.
First of all, golden rule: always bring your gear, Brian.
Always bring gear. You never know. Yeah.
Second of all, you can really tell that Sean Ross Sapp was not trained compared to Brian Alvarez, who is trained. It was like night and day.
Oh yeah.
Cereal Man.
Yeah, that's a fun character.
Cereal Man is in Dark Sheik's promotion. Most of the time, he is so goddamn funny. Channing Decker, he's Canadian. Classy Ali, Connor Claxton, CPA, who didn't even get to do the fucking bit.
He didn't get to the final shirt. He only got like one or two shirts deep.
That's so disappointing. My favorite surprise entrant of the night.
The best, yeah.
D'Lo Brown.
Awesome. Fucking awesome,
Just
dude.
the cut to the commentary table, and he hears his music, and he twists down the thing, and he gets up, and he starts doing the fucking head thing. I popped.
He's wearing a Bears
popped.
hoodie. He's wrestling in a Bears hoodie.
He just didn't bring his gear either.
Yeah, come on, D'Lo.
Dark Sheik.
You got to bring that vest with you everywhere.
If he had the vest, he would have won.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Sheik, Derek Dillinger, Devious Cass, 3 dinosaurs.
Yeah, Dinosaur Uno, Dinosaur Dos, and Dinosaur Tres. It's like the Villanos.
Dinosaur 6.
Yeah.
Don Freeze, Dr. Redacted, who I did not expect to see in this match.
Dude, he Bill Masker-asked himself.
That's why he's my dude. It's why he's my goat. He's my favorite deathmatch wrestler right now because you never know what you're gonna get out of him.
What you gonna give him? Yeah.
Emily J, Frank the fucking clown.
Yeah.
Gabby Forza, who had an incredible spot at Bear Bronson.
That's the gnome girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. I love in the 10-person tag on Big Gay Brunch that Brooke Havoc and her were in. Her passing out gnome hats to the rest of her team was just great.
She is actually legit with Bear Bronson, so that spot was very fun.
Well, okay.
Giselle Shaw.
Of course.
For some reason, Holly Hood, Haley J.
Giselle Shaw, that's somebody Kid Bandit could build her company around. Giselle Shaw's pretty good. She's way better than she was last time I tried to watch Impact.
Talk about Kid Bandit's company. I think there is a wrestler in Florida who could legitimately be built around as your top star in that company.
Mm-hmm.
Haley J, as I said, Heath Slater.
That's another funny one. That popped me.
Helix, Ian Maxwell, Jack Osborne, Jay Lucas, Jazzy Yang. Unfortunately, not her dad.
Yeah.
If her dad was in this, I would have popped. We would have popped so
I'm assuming her dad is Jimmy Wang.
Yes.
Of Clan Yang.
If Jimmy Wang Yang came out in the clusterfuck, we would have popped so hard.
Dude, that would have been so fun. Especially if his daughter was still in it and they did like a spot. That'd be really fun.
Jimmy Lloyd and Jimmy Lloyd. That fake Jimmy Lloyd is Casey Owens, who is out in the Chattanooga scene.
Oh,
okay. Jimmy Townsend. Jordan Ella, of course. Jordan Aubrey, of course. The Backseat Boys. Juicy Finau. Julie Montana. Junie Underwood. Katie Arquette. Who?
And is she related to former WCW World Champion David Arquette?
I don't think so. She's based in Philly, not in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. That mid Atlantic scene. Killer Kelly, who immediately got lesbian.
Actually, she's David Arquette's cousin.
Oh, well, there you go. Right now. Killer Kelly, who immediately is retconning the MK Ultra team with somebody else, which I love.
Who's her partner now?
I forgot who she got lesbian with.
Oh, she got lesbian with like half the people.
I love it when she gets. I love it when you let Killer Kelly get a little lesbian of everybody. Why isn't she on Big Gay Brunch? Is this all fake?
Yeah, should be a spot for her.
Kingsley, who sounds she's an Australian woman, because all of North Shore Wrestling was in this match. I forget what their names are, but you know,
a lot of various Australians in this match.
Will Ketis is one of them. I really like Will Ketis. Very, very good wrestler, Will Ketis. KJ Orso, LJ Clearly, who has a weird gimmick right now, dude. What the fuck was that?
Yeah. LJ Cleary, Brian Danielson's son-in-law.
Logan Cavazos, Manic DeReese, who started a match. Where the fuck am I? Manny Lemons, Marcus Mathers, Matt Mako, Maya World, Monomoth.
Cool. Yeah, My World had a fun spot with D'Lo in this.
Monomoth, who I also like to look up a lot. He is Thai.
Yeah, he's like a weird silver sci-fi character.
He is Thai, I believe. Let me check. Give me a second. He is Thai. Not really a place to see a lot of wrestlers from. Very cool to see him at the Collective. Mullet Man, who looked gross. Spider Nate Webb, who did the whole shtick.
Yep.
Nixie XS. Pero, who restarted the Twin Gauntlet in the middle of the clusterfuck.
Yep.
Reese Maddox.
This time it was the Twinks Revenge or whatever.
Reese Maddox, Ro Montana, Ryan O'Neal, Sal Mistretta, Sam Holloway, former WID, now just with Alex Abrahantes for some reason.
Yeah, Alex Abrahantes just kept bringing people out in this one for no reason.
Because it's the clusterfuck, dude. Why wouldn't he? Sam Osborne, Sam Stackhouse, who I mean no offense to, but that one-man gang attire looked like shit.
Yeah.
Sunrise Sap, as we said before, Shea Cassidy, Slade, Sleepy Ed, who has been one of the highlights of this clusterfuck and last clusterfuck. Starboy Charlie is Starman.
Yeah, I thought for some reason Starboy Charlie was already like fully signed to WWE.
He's ID, but they gave him a new name.
ID. Okay. For some reason, because they gave him a new name, I thought he had been like fully signed and had been like in NXT already.
I think it's because I think they give you a new name, they're gonna put you in NXT soon.
Okay. That makes sense.
Star Marshall, Tara Zepp, who I'm a big fan of. Teriyaki, I'm also a big fan of. That no good cheating piece of shit in the Invisible Man.
Yep.
Thomas Shire. Toby Klein, who is a deathmatcher legend. Tombstone Jesus. Vipress. Wayne and Wyatt Rhodes. And that's all. And of course, the winner, Shotzi Blackheart.
Yep. Yeah, Wayne and Wyatt Rhodes, the nephews of Dustin and Cody. They are Dustin and Cody's sisters' kids, right? I think
so.
Yeah. So and then of course Shotzi Blackheart won. Solid pick for the winner, honestly. I'm not upset at that. I'm not a big Shotzi guy, but I understand it. It's a good pick.
I am a big Shotzi person. I bought her merch from her before WWE, so I've been on that train for 10 years.
Yeah, obviously, if I was booking this, either Brooke Havoc or D'Lo Brown would have won.
If I was booking this, D'Lo Brown or D'Lo Brown and the Dinosaurs would have teamed up and won the whole match.
No, dude, it coming down to the 3 dinosaurs. They have to turn on each other. Dinosaur 2 wins it all.
When the Rhodes came out, Fable couldn't believe it that there was yet more Rhodes.
Yeah. That is great. I mean, wait until we talk about Brody Lee Jr. That kid's basically a Rhodes too.
There's too many of them.
All right. Any other shows we need to specifically talk about, or do you want to do some collective awards?
Well, let's get to the awards.
Okay. What? I guess I'll let you run this. What do we got here?
We're gonna start with the award that we have like the most sense of what it's gonna be. The Speedball Award.
Yes. So this 2023, when WrestleMania weekend was in LA, it felt like Speedball wrestled 35 matches in 4 days. Like he was just everywhere, and he was doing a great job. He put on a lot of great performances. He was on legitimate companies. Like he wasn't just doing the collective. He also wrestled for TNA in a co-branded New Japan show. So yeah, the Speedball Award goes to kind of the MVP almost, but also kind of the Iron Man of WrestleMania weekend, who was out there the most and really putting in the most work. So, who are you going to give it to? Because
If
I know who
I'm
I'm
not mistaken, I'm going to give who you're going to give it to another award. Reese Maddox, if I'm not mistaken, wrestled, I want to say, 12 times in 4 days.
Wow, that
And
is big.
This is for
Big.
CCW, Dragon Gate, GCW, other companies.
Mm-hmm. For me, the Speedball Award is more of a feeling and not just pure numbers. I'm giving it to Bear Bronson. That dude was everywhere. It felt like every show I watched, Bear Bronson was on, and they were talking about another separate show I didn't watch that he had just wrestled on. Like, I don't know how many matches he ended up having over the course of Mania Week. I guess I could look at it here from. So he was in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches across the weekend, and also just before the weekend kicked off, wrestled at TNA. So like he had a full plate. So for me, it felt like Bear Bronson deserves kind of the Speedball Award. Like it felt like this was because the other thing about Mike Bailey in 2023 is it also really propelled him in a lot of people's minds. It really pushed him up the independent ranking, like pushed him into the independent scene, and so, yeah, that's where I would go. But Reese Maddox also 12 matches in 4 days or whatever is crazy.
I'm going to give the What the Fuck Award to Suri for wrestling in Tokyo and in Las Vegas on the same day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably a good pick. That's the Suri Award for the most crazy singular feat. I think is a good collective award moving forward. That was crazy.
The moment of the collective, I'm going to give it to Brody Lee Jr.
Yeah, Brody Lee Jr. winning, I think is great. I think I had another great moment that I liked that I wanted to shout out, but now I don't remember.
Last year, this would have probably been Mike DeVecchio.
Yes, last year it definitely would have been Mike DeVecchio. That was crazy. That cage spot he did.
We're still talking about it a year later.
Yeah, yeah. He's not even Mike DeVecchio anymore, isn't he?
He's whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever WWE renamed him to.
The funniest moment of the weekend. There are two options I think you give us to, and on the same show.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it Vengador absolutely breaking the ring within the first 5 minutes of the spring break?
That was pretty funny.
Or the entire Invisible Man versus Sandman match?
It's got to be the Invisible Man Sandman. But specifically when Mick Foley got involved was just fucking awesome and so funny and it's so great. Yeah, I also I feel like there was some funny stuff. I think Sleepy Ed was really funny in the clusterfuck. That's always good. I think there was some other funny. I think the whole bit of Big Gay Brunch where they had who I'm assuming she is a famous drag queen or queer performer of some sort that was there and just didn't really know what wrestling was, so the whole show they were just kind of teaching her what wrestling was.
On Big Gay Brunch? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember her name, but That was such a funny
I
bit.
was looking forward to explaining who the fuck Cosmo is to you.
Who is Cosmo?
So she is Cosmo, the Queen of Melrose. She is a fashion like stylist. That's her job.
Okay.
I would say you are correct in that she did not know what wrestling was. Um,
That's what, dude. That's what I want. Like, if Big Gay Brunch continues, keep getting famous LGBTQ people and just spend the whole night. I want you to have to explain who Zack Sabre Jr. is to Neil Patrick Harris. That's what I want. Also, though, can you imagine a Neil Patrick Harris musical number opening a Big Gay Brunch?
I think you would
Can
do.
you imagine the
I think,
level of gayness that would be
I think
achieved?
it'd be great. I think it'd be great.
I think it might rip open a hole in the fabric of the universe, honestly. I think it might just be too much.
Yeah, yeah. Then I had the Special Achievement Award just for Kid Bandit, obviously retiring.
Yes, the honorary Oscar.
Couldn't think of anything else to give her.
Yeah. The Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah, I like the Lifetime Achievement Award. That's a good one.
And finally, not including Spring Break, that's kind of cheating. Best match of the collective.
Best match of the collective, and we're not including anything from Spring Break.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. Okay. Let me look at.
I am gonna go with Death Vegas.
Really good. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Hate Club versus Despy and June versus Takeda and Yamashita.
Are we only going collective, or are we just going any non WWE?
You can go any indie show.
Okay. Because for me, oh fuck. If CMLL counts, I probably go Ultimo Guerrero Blue Panther because that was just fucking electric. If not, I am gonna go Zack Sabre Jr. Fuminori Abe from the Death Vegas. The main event was gruesome and awesome, but the Sabre Abe match was more my speed. That's more what I love. And I wish it was on Bloodsport. It would have been fucking sick. But
well, that's all I have for collective awards. Oh, I said the main event from Death Vegas.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Sorry, I was reading matches. Yeah, it was a great collective again. Seems like half the collective is kind of up in the air for next year, and we might see so we might see some different stuff, but it was definitely it was a great time. I really enjoyed a lot of the collective this year. So do you want to get into favorite things of the week?
Let's start. Well, yeah.
All right, bronze handshake. What you got, Shane?
Chris Hero versus Senga Akatsuki.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this is the most like Shane core shit that's ever happened." Like, I don't know. I think her getting in the ring with Punk is the only way it could get more Shane core. For my bronze, I talked about it just a second ago. Ultimo Guerrero and Blue Panther just absolutely stealing the show on a night of great lucha action. It was a very good lucha card. I was really impressed, like I said earlier, with Valiente Jr. I was really impressed with Soberano Jr., Claudio and Atlantis was great. Atlantis Jr. was great. The main event with Mystico. Let me get exactly who it was. I got to remember here. It was Mystico and Templario versus Angel Del Oro and Hechicero. That was great, but what stood out the most was Ultimo Guerrero and Blue Panther. Just the two old heads tearing
Dude,
it
the old
up.
dudes just CMLS old dudes just fucking hate each other, dude.
Yeah, I love some old dude graps. What do you got for your silver handshake?
I'm gonna go with the cage match. No, the cage match from Stream Break Collective, not Stream Break. Clusterfuck.
The Immortal Clusterfuck,
Yeah,
Tremont
Sherman
versus
and
Otis.
Koger. Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty gruesome. That was a gross match. My silver, I'm going Sandman Invisible Man here. This was really fun. The Sandman just retiring with a bit is just such an awesome way to retire. Like just no self-seriousness, none of this pomp and circumstance, just retiring purely with a joke is so great. I loved Alfonso being there. I loved Mick Foley showing up, Invisible Stan. Richard Holiday was there for no fucking reason. Like it was just so dumb, and I loved it. Yeah, so I'm giving my silver to Sandman Invisible Man. What's your gold?
I'm gonna give my gold to both the Sandman Invisible Man and Brody Lee Jr.
Okay, I'll let you double up here because they were kind of in tandem. Brody, I separated them. Brody versus Janela was my gold. It was awesome. I was texting you about this. It's so cool that Brody Lee Jr. not only gets to inherit his father's legacy, he gets to inherit Bray Wyatt's legacy. He gets to inherit the Rhodes legacy. He gets to inherit the Hart legacy. Like, it's so cool that this kid has already had two of the great wrestling families behind him, as well as making the Wyatt family into another great wrestling family and blazing that path. Even though they weren't really related, most of them, but they were a brother. Like it does seem like Brody, and Rowan at least were really close, and so like when he hit the Sister Abigail, like, and then like the discus clothesline, like that was so sweet, and his move into the crossroads was so much fun, and it was great. Shout out to Joey Janela for selling his ass off for a 14-year-old boy. Like that
He was
so sweet.
always going to.
Yeah, and so it was awesome. This is why we love wrestling. Moments like this is that's really what I came away from it feeling. I was like, this is why we do this. This is why professional wrestling exists. This is why the industry is as big as it is. This is why we attempt to sit here once a week and talk about it for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, it's just such a special moment. So I wanted to give that my gold, and I'm I really love that moment. I'm really proud of everyone involved from a production standpoint. From proud of the people who trained Brody, proud of Brody himself going out there and doing that. I think is awesome. Yeah, so I can't wait to see how Brody Lee Jr.'s career unfolds from here. So, what do you got on Sandman Invisible Man and Brody Lee versus Janela?
I thought the Brody Lee was great. Obviously, I thought it was the correct move. I thought Joey is the best guy to give his first match with because Joey's gonna be like a star.
Mm-hmm.
He's technically undefeated.
Yes, because he won last year's.
He won the Clusterfuck last year. Yeah.
So what this means is next year at Spring Break, Shotzi Blackheart is going to kick Joey Janela's ass.
I'd watch that.
That would be fun if the winning the clusterfuck gets you Joey Janela the next year. Okay, so, well, I mean, what do you think of those? I mean, your thoughts on those two matches, I guess.
I thought Joey's the best person you can get for Brody Lee
As
Jr.
you're saying, yeah.
Um, I think the Sandman vs. Invisible Man was the perfect way for Sandman to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Like a who's who of Sandman's career and a porn star. Richard Holiday being
Yeah.
taken out by early morning Guy Steele was so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
Even if you have no fucking clue who early morning Guy Steele is.
And I don't. I don't.
You don't?
This was my first experience with early morning Guy Steele,
Now listen.
who is apparently John
This ain't
Morrison.
no make believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the
Anything else?
in the 2023 collective week, there was a show that was not released. That was early morning guys Steele early morning show that had
Mm-hmm.
Johnny early morning.
Yep. Okay. So is that it for our collective coverage?
That is.
All right. Well, we've gone over an hour 40 here. We'll skip the Would You Rather for this week. And yeah, I think it was a great weekend of wrestling. There's a lot of great wrestling ahead. If you want to listen to more of our stuff, we had classic reviews. WrestleMania 22 was the last one we put out. Not even really sure what we're going to do next because scheduling has been such a nightmare this year for us. But hopefully we're able to get that more under control and get some more stuff out because we love doing this. We love talking about wrestling. We love professional wrestling as it is. So just remember to enjoy wrestling.